Hello everyone! How are we all doing today in this time of social distancing where you get to watch lots and lots of videos from your own home while trying to figure out what to do with yourself? So here at Making a Studio, we actually had some interesting and exciting things happen, which is why I've kind of been distant for a little while. My husband and I, we actually just purchased our first home, so I'm really excited about that. Previously, I was debating on whether or not I wanted to do a video just kind of showing you how I made my studio work, but I decided against it because there really was no studio to speak of. It was just a space in front of an Arcadia door. But honestly, if that's all the space that you have, you can make this work. If you've got the lighting, go for it. Yeah, it was just a little space in front of the Arcadia door. Every time I needed to utilize it, I moved all of the furniture. All of my photography supplies were around the entire house. I had some in the dining room. I actually had a few decorations and buckets and things like that that I used that I actually decorated with in my own home. So I would take the decorations out and use it. We had a spare bedroom that under the bed, in the closet, everything was shoved. And then we actually even had a storage unit that I had a lot of stuff in there. So what we would have to do is, as I would do my shoots, I'd have to kind of plan out what I wanted, have a mental collection of all of my inventory, and then just kind of pull from it. Wasn't ideal, but it functioned. So if that's what you've got, you can make that work. But for now, so the house that we moved into, it has a really great neighborhood, which is what I'm really excited for. That way when clients come in, they won't be so nervous. Before we were more of kind of like an apartment style kind of complex. So it was just a lot more hectic for them. So I'm really excited that it's more of a family neighborhood and lots of space. And we looked for an area that either had a great sunroom or it would allow for when my clients walked in, they could walk straight into my studio. They wouldn't have to go through the whole house. Either I could get a great sunroom that would sacrifice that, or a great room right off the entryway with a close bathroom. There was one that we fell in love with that I would have swore that the person who worked with or the person who owned it before us did something like a studio or maybe a daycare, or maybe they cut hair, and so it had its own entryway. The lighting there was spectacular, but there was a lot of things wrong with that house. I really loved it. But with this house that we got, when you enter the foyer, you go right to the right, and right there is my studio. So that way the client doesn't have to really go through my entire house, which is what I really didn't want. Previously, with it being by my Arcadia door in between my dining room and my living room, you really welcomed your clients straight into your home. So this is nice that they'll get to see it a little bit, but if I skipped vacuuming that day, they're not gonna notice. So this room, it is 12 by 12, great front light. Right now there's a bunch of ugly bushes in front that really have to go. So if you have tips and tricks how to pull out a giant foliage, please let me know. And then right now it's got gray walls and blue carpet. So there's the blue carpet. And it does have a good sized closet. I really thought about taking out the closet, but now that I have all of my photography stuff all in one room, I think that closet's going to be really useful. I've also realized that I have way too much stuff and might need to kind of go through it just a little bit. But I have a really hard time throwing stuff away, because the moment you throw something away is the moment that the client says, "Oh, I saw that one sign that you had that one time." And then you wish you didn't throw it away. So I probably won't. I don't tend to throw stuff away very easily. But so you'll have to stay tuned because we're gonna turn this, it was a bedroom. We're gonna turn this into my little studio. So I'll have to update things that we're doing, how we're doing it, because we're really trying to do this as much as we can by ourselves. It's not like there's any electrical or plumbing, so it shouldn't be too hard. And plus with this quarantine, it's really kind of making us have nothing else to do. So it's been a great distraction, honestly. There's a lot to think about right now, and it's just been great to focus on something else, have something else to do. I actually told myself that I wasn't allowed to come in here and work on this until my entire house was unpacked. Otherwise I'd feel guilty about it. So my entire house is unpacked in 2 weeks. I think that's like a record. I've never done that before when moving someplace, but it's really nice. It lets me work in here and not really feel guilty about it. I kind of one of those creative minds that if the kitchen's dirty, I really can't focus. So I try to get that out of the way, do this first. So now that we're about 17-ish days into the process, I can kind of come in here and just kind of do what I want to do, not feel bad about it. The first thing that we have already done is that we've bought paint and we've bought our flooring. So now, mind you, all of the things I'm going to do in here are things I want. It doesn't have to be what's designed for everybody's, and everybody has a different look for what they're going for. So just go with what makes you happy. I tend to like more warmer photos. That's just me, myself, and I, especially when it comes to babies, because I feel like you just want to squeeze them. So we bought a warmer paint. I actually had to ask a few colleagues on things that they liked and didn't like. I was really nervous because I know it's just paint. It's, you know, 20 bucks for a gallon and it's not a big deal. You can always repaint it, but I don't know. I'm just really excited to be in here and I didn't want to mess it up, you know? So the color I got was actually called Marshmallow. A, I thought it was adorable, but B, I compared it to a lot of other samples. And some of the whites were really cool and I wanted to stay warm. And then some of them hinted more towards beige. And so this marshmallow color, it was just warm enough, not enough to look not white. So we bought that. And then my flooring, we went with vinyl. It is going to be a different color from the rest of the house. But it's in the first room, right when you turn in. The door is going to be closed a lot. I don't think you're really going to notice. For our own style, for our house, I think we're going to aim towards something darker and bolder. But for in here, I really wanted light and airy. So the flooring that I went with, I actually have a sample I can show you. Hold on. So the sample is here. I'll get it in the light. So it has a few warm tones and a few cool tones. I didn't want to go heavy into one or the other. That way, if I ever wanted to change it, I can. It's not necessarily like I'm stuck in warm tones or stuck in cold tones. And actually, it was on sale. It was it was like $1.48 a square foot. I don't know. It had everything it needed already for the base, because there's some vinyls that you have to buy some kind of actual extra foam padding or something like that for the floor. And this already had it, a part of it. So I was excited with it being on sale and my room being about 12 by 12. I want to say we spent maybe $250. I should be able to do math for that, but there's a reason why I do art things and not mathematic things. So first we're going to rip up the carpet, and then we're gonna lay it down. But first I'll paint. I'm really excited. And it is really weird being in one place, being able to see kind of all of my props just here and ready to kind of go up. My family has spoiled me over the years. They've also bought me like photography decorations and stuff like that. So it'll be really nice to put those up. Like one, Scentsy was selling a candle warmer or oil warmer that was in the shape of a camera. And so my husband actually bought me that. And I have like my dad's old camera. So it'll be really nice to just decorate in here, have my own space. And my husband was even talking about things for the door to have my name on it. So it's a really exciting time. And it's been a really, really great distraction during all this that lets me have something positive and exciting to do. I know there's been some nights where you read the news and it can just get overwhelming, and this has been a really great distraction for me. So you guys will have to stay tuned as we make our changes here at Making a Studio, and hopefully I'll also have enough energy to maybe make a few more props or something like that once I can find all my stuff. Okay. Well, everybody, if you like what I do here, or if you want to follow along a little bit more, please subscribe down at the bottom. If you like some of the things we talked about, feel free to hit a like. And really, if you have tips on how to get a ugly piece of foliage out of the front of my house, feel free to tell me below. Bye, guys.